How's it going, guys? Welcome to today's video. Whether you farm or whether you ranch or whether you do both, the day will come when you or someone else, chickens, man. The day will come when you or someone who works for you or helps you out messes up a piece of your equipment, and you're going to be the one that has to fix it. That's what we're doing today on Farmer Tyler Ranch. So before we get going, one of the joys of having free-range chickens is that when you go to jump on your tractor, you will find that your tractor is not only a tractor, it's also used as a nesting box. So I got to evict that chicken, we can fire the tractor up, and we got to go get our piece of equipment that needs to be repaired. This is what we'll be working on today, the bush hog post hole digger. So what happened, well, honestly I don't really know exactly what happened, but you can see this top bar got bent when somebody tried to hook it up. So I know who it was, but I won't sell them out. It's not important. What we need to do though is get this thing fixed so that we can use it again. Now, because the hitch is what's damaged, I can't just hook it up to the 3-point. I mean, obviously if I could do that, I wouldn't really need to fix it. So that is why I brought the boom arm over here. We're going to try to rig this thing up onto that. Then we can get it back home to the shop and hopefully get this thing back up and running. Well, that'll work. Back to the shop. Now that we have this thing in the shop, it's a little easier to assess the damage. Basically, it's just a crease right here that we need to fix. So what I'm thinking is it's going to be a little bit easier to work on if I go ahead and take these lower arms off, take the PTO shaft off, and just try to kind of isolate this one piece that we're going to be working on as best I can. I finally have the gearbox and the lower links off of this main frame, it's going to be a little bit easier to work with this piece. Obviously, this is where the damage is. This piece of tube right here is actually supposed to be straight, and you can see that even the backbone piece was bent. So I think what I'm going to have to do is go through and cut. I got weld here, weld here, weld here, and then, yes, another one on the end on both sides of what I'm calling the backbone, this little ridge piece here. I think I'm gonna have to cut these welds off, remove this piece, try to straighten this main tube the best that I can, and then weld a new backbone on there. Now, some of you are probably wondering why I don't just go ahead and try to bend this whole thing back, just kind of reverse the damage that was done to it. And the reason for that is that I think that this tube is a little bit too thick, and this backbone piece is also really thick, and I'm just worried that trying to bend it back, well, for one, is going to be really hard, and I don't want to have to use torch heat because then I just make a weak spot in this tube. So I'm thinking that if I take this off, I'll have a better chance of straightening the main frame, and then I can weld a new backbone piece on, which is going to look a lot better and just be more stronger and more reliable when it's all done. All right, so my plan now, and I kind of doubt that it's going to work, but we're going to try it anyway, is I'm going to put this, the main frame piece in my pipe bender and see if I can use the pipe bender to kind of bend this back and kind of get it straight. If I can get this straightened out, I'm thinking I'll probably still have a crease here because there's like a really bad crease there now. But if I can get this straightened out, I'm hoping that I'll then be able to put this in a press and sort of press that crease out and just kind of get this thing as close back to round as we can. I mean, I know it's not going to be perfect, but we'll just do the best that we can. And then weld a new backbone piece on there, and this thing should be ready to go. Well, it's no big surprise, but that thing's not even going to think about working. That pipe will not fit in the pipe bender, so I'm going to have to come up with another plan. All right, guys, so I've been thinking about it a little bit, and I've got an idea that's a little, shall we say, unorthodox, but I think it might work. So let me set it up, and I think when I set it up, you're gonna see what I'm thinking here. It should work, though. We're gonna try it. So I'm guessing it's pretty obvious by now how I plan on doing this. This is definitely going to be something that is too much for the side-by-side. I think this is going to be a tractor job. So let me hook up the tractor. We'll see what happens. Alright, well, bending it on the tree didn't work. Bending it in the press didn't work. I'm running out of ideas of different ways to bend it that I think have a decent chance of working. So anyway, the more that I thought about it, the more I just kind of decided that, you know, bending it was still going to kind of give me a poor result. So what I'm going to do now, we're on plan like C or D, I think. But I think what I'm going to try is to just buy a new section of pipe that I can cut the bent section out of the frame on the digger and weld a straight piece in. If I do this right, it'll be plenty strong. It actually will probably be stronger than it was before. So as luck would have it, I have to run to the machine shop for work. So I'm going to see if they have about 16 inches of 3-inch pipe, and we will go from there. Well, this digger kind of has a Frankenstein look to it now, but it is all hooked up and everything looks pretty good with it. Thanks for hanging out in the shop with me today, guys. I hope I'll see you again on Farmer Tyler Ranch.